Hey y'all, this podcast contains potentially disturbing content. Our show includes graphic references to topics such as sexual abuse, self-harm, violence, eating disorders, explicit language, and sexual acts. Listener discretion is advised. This show is for mature audiences only.
Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Queer LBC podcast. I'm your host, Nino. My pronouns are he, him. Thank you for asking. I have with me here my fabulous cohorts.
Yo, it's me, Christoph, your city top liaison. My pronouns are he, him, and that motherfucker.
Dr. Mikey here, your local licensed and practicing therapist for entertainment purposes only. My pronouns are he, she, all of them.
And we're back. So today we have a very special guest with us in the studio. Our guest today is a powerhouse who's proving that mariachi and queerness aren't just compatible. They're a whole new genre of fierce. She's a singer, a voice actor, stage performer, and self-described entertainer with a camera that's always rolling. Long Beach, please welcome Magaly, La Voz de Oro. Or actually, why don't you tell us, Magaly? Who are you? What are you? Why are you? Just tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. For opening your mics and your home to me. I really appreciate all of you. Magaly, La Voz de Oro. Ooh, that's a complicated question, I think, to answer. I mean, I guess I can start with saying Magaly de La Voz de Oro started at a young age, maybe around 8.
Okay.
I started performing at various, actually I started at a church, ironically enough, now that I remember back. I started singing at a church choir with my mom and my grandmother because I never really feel that I discovered my talent until I started singing there. Okay. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, since I was little, I was such a superstar and I used to sing in the shower. Like, that was definitely not my story, you know. I think I was scared of my voice, you know, to be quite honest with you. At a young age, like, other people were, like, wanting me to sing and, like, just give it a try. Mm-hmm. And eventually I felt comfortable enough to kind of try it out. I remember my first little solo at church. And queerly enough, I feel like it was a time that I discovered my queerness too.
Oh, so soon?
Yeah, because like I was young singing in a church, and I feel like the little tomboy girl in me, at least that's how I felt or kind of described myself at that time, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think that's when I started kind of realizing both of those worlds within, like my music part and like my sexuality part.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel like you were incompatible with the church because of your ways, your tomboyish ways?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always knew, even since I was little, you know, that part of myself. Mm-hmm. You know, I even see pictures of myself now growing up, and you know, like I see pictures of me like in a little like Speedo, no shirt on, you know, with a little short tomboy haircut. It's crazy, you know, like how did my mom not know that I was a boy? I'm just kidding. You know, it was interesting because I think that I always knew that, and I always felt like people knew that about me. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think being in a space like a church choir
becomes really noticeable.
Definitely. I think that's when you start kind of realizing like your authenticity, but also at the same time like your difference of self, you know, compared to others.
And how being authentic,
right? And then how they perceive you or see you, but how you move throughout life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, I was never really like feminine. Like my mom always tried to like put little bows in my hair or like, you know, but like growing up, I remember like as I got older, I always kept my hair like kind of like little bobbish, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the shortest I could probably keep it that was
Acceptable.
considered right. Exactly. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
like,
I was
'cause a
still
bob is still technically feminine.
Yes, right. At least back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least back then. it
Even
was,
then, though, I feel like the bob, people still looked at it like, well, she's got a short haircut. Even though it's
So
a
true.
feminine short haircut.
very true. They kind of gave you that side eye, like, I know.
Know what you doing?
Yeah, exactly. All judging me without even. I was young. I was like a kid still, you know. But yeah, you know, I think those are the moments you start kind of discovering those things. But at the same time, as I felt that, I also was discovering my voice, and I was dealing with like the reaction of people admiring that, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So, like, I guess because of my talent, that part could be kind of
Forgiven.
Overlooked.
Yeah, it's
overlooked,
overlooked.
right? Maybe not forgiven or
Uh-huh.
forgotten, because I think I was kind of tomboyish, right?
Yeah.
For their liking. I was not feminine enough, you know. Even though I was a kid, like, it's not like other girls were wearing makeup or anything. We were 10, you know, 9, like, so it's kind of interesting, like, how societal norms like put you into this like box, even though they don't really know, right, at that point.
Yeah.
Because in their heads, they was like, oh, that's just a kid. But in back of their mind, they have some kind of notation that, like, this, something isn't normal per se. It's societally norm.
100%.
Or they still want to
Yeah.
like rear you into
Into-
a
right.
different direction that you're going.
Yeah.
100%.
Like the bows or we're pink.
100%.
Yeah. But
Which that continues to translate into my, you know, as I continued my career, you know, I had somebody that would create these outfits for me, but, you know, again, putting me into this conformed box because I am a girl, I am a mariachi singer, and so, you know, I had to wear the long, like, skirts, you know, with like the undershirt
ruffles
and
and
the
the-
and then
Yeah.
like the hair and the makeup and like just all of it, right?
yeah.
Like you're a damn waitress.
Yeah, it was it was just a lot for me, and I think, you know, can be a little confusing. Like you said, I think you can become willing to conform, especially at that age, because you're young and it's easy to be easily influenced and want to fit in and want to feel a part of, right?
Yeah.
And I think, again, that whole thing of discovering my talent and trying to understand like the people that were truly behind me and the ones that were really just pretend behind me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because it's kind of like when you're that young and it's just kind of like you're forced into two lines, the boy line and the girl line.
Right.
And so it's like, well, you're a girl. So now get in the fucking girl line. And even though you're going to do this mariachi, which is where I already don't like that you're probably doing it anyways. You know what I mean? You're already crossing that boundary.
Yes.
So now we're going to still force you into this like fake woman boundary inside of it that we've already constructed because we don't like the idea anyways.
No, yeah, definitely.
Like pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's crazy because like now that I evaluate it or like kind of go back and think about that, like, you know, my mom was never the kind of parent that was like, oh, you know, you should go be a superstar, right? Like the way that it kind of happened was through a children's choir that I ended up joining after that original choir. And basically the director of that choir was looking to discover a talent, like a young talent, through that children's choir.
Oh, okay.
Right.
What decade was this? Like what? Like,
Like in the 80s.
okay.
Yeah.
So like, also like, were you were already doing like mariachi styles like early on?
No,
Or is
I
it church style or?
yeah, it's like, you know, church
Gospel.
music, gospel. That's kind of when I got introduced just to know that I had a gift, you know, because I never really knew that. So after that, I think I started getting maybe more excited about it, maybe curious.
Okay.
And then I kind of, because I was very shy. Like it's funny to me to think of myself back then, because I was very introverted, a very shy girl. I didn't know how to communicate with people. I didn't know how to socialize. I was an only child, so you know, I grew up in a household with like my mom and my grandma, and so I was very sheltered, you know, for lack of a better word. Like I just didn't know a lot, and I think being a part of a choir, I got to be a part of something bigger, you know. I got to make a lot of friends, and but it's like good things and bad things, right? It's like being a part of a group can be very beautiful, but also at the same time, I also experienced a lot of jealousy or like competition or like people seeing my talent or things come natural to me and they maybe didn't get chosen for something, or, you know, things like that I was always very conflicted with because
it was your first time experiencing it.
100%.
Like you said, you was the only child, so you didn't really have to share anything,
right,
with items or emotions.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And so that was a very confusing time for me. Like, yes, it was exciting. I was experiencing so many new things, but at the same time, I was also experiencing a lot of things from other people that I had never experienced before, you know? So yeah, I think that's kind of like how La Voz de Oro kind of started, you know? After that, I did like, I don't know, like Placita Olvera used to do these festivals, and I started doing those. That's how I got the name La Voz de Oro, because, you know, my name is kind of complicated. I think a lot of people forget even how to pronounce it. It's a Spanish name, but it's not a very common name in our Mexican or Latino culture in this
like
country.
Spanish Spain? Or
Yeah, it's from Spain.
Spanish?
Yeah, it's from Spain. But my mom, she actually got it from like a little novel that she was reading. And so that's where she got my name.
Nice.
So people would forget my name. Like, I think I have a lot of cutouts of La Opinión or like other little magazines that would like go and do these festivals. And they would be like, who's that little girl with the big voice, you know? And so that's kind of how the story started, where they started calling me La Niña de la Voz de Oro, you know? So it's the little girl with the golden voice. So I just kind of decided when I came back to my, you know, I took a break from my career. You know, I went to high school. I got to experience musical theater for the first time there. So I feel like that was a blessing for me to kind of step away from my mariachi roots, per se, and give myself the opportunity to learn something different.
Where were you growing up at?
I grew up in Maywood, so that's like Southeast LA.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
not very far from
That's
here.
true.
I actually just passed by today when we were driving here, and I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful to be able to come back here, because I don't live in LA anymore, you know, so it's really nice to, you know, to be able to go back to where I grew up and kind of show my wife like where I'm from.
Your little
and
Give
stuff
us
like that.
give us the rundown on Maywood.
Oh, Maywood.
I'm like, what
Maywood
is up
was
with
fun.
Maywood?
Oh my God. You know, Maywood made me who I am today, I would say, you know,
Nice.
honestly. I'm very grateful I grew up in LA. Like, I wouldn't say it's the hood, because it wasn't the hood, you know, but for me, I got to be living in that area. I got to go visit my family that lived around LA, like South Central, Compton, like all of those areas that maybe somebody like me would have been like not prepared for, you know what I mean? Honestly, like, because again, I was sheltered, you know. I got to experience a lot growing up in Maywood. I went to Fishburne Elementary. So I enjoyed it. I feel like I got to really be within my community, and through that time, I got to really. That's when I was doing the choir stuff. You know, that's when I would do the little church festivals. You know, every year, and like there's nothing like having a full community like support you, you know, and be there when you're gonna sing somewhere or, you know, go to these festivals for you to perform. Like that was really, really special for me, you know.
I was always very curious about Maywood because it's so small.
It is.
And it's like, we all know that allegedly borders affect everything. So I'm like, what's going to happen in this little microcosm of a little place? Do you know a girl named, I'm going to ask you because it's such a small town.
Oh my God, I love
don't
it.
know her. But do you know a girl named Myra Victoria? She was a cook.
Myra
chef.
Victoria. Maybe if I see her in person, the name doesn't ring a bell, but that doesn't mean I don't know her. You know what I mean?
You
Or that
seen
we
her in the street.
100%. No, for real. Maywood is very small. I think it's like, I don't even know, like the
Like 2
street.
streets.
No, maybe like 6 streets. No, but it is pretty small because like HP is like right there. You know, I remember I used to live off of 55th Street. And if you were to go like on 52nd, that was already like, that's when all the, you know, they would be like, don't go over there, mija. Like, you're not going to come back, you know. And it was just because like I guess, I don't know, like the people that were like in gangs or a gang affiliated lived in those areas. And so that's why it was like, stay away. But, you know, I made friends with everybody, you know, in school. So once I started getting out of my shell, I think I started really just getting to know everybody. And I think that's why I'm who I am today. Like, I'm able to mesh and, you know, talk to anybody and feel comfortable and share space. I think that's so important.
Did you like receive like a lot of homophobia growing up?
You know, I think that even though I knew that I was gay, I didn't come out until I was in high school. Because of, you know, I was in musical theater and stuff like that. But I was also part of the church still because my mom and my grandmother were still part of it. Yeah, I think it was hard for me because I think that during that time I didn't want to go to church. Like we would go to church on Sundays and I like, it was really hard for me, you know, because.
Did you still like short hair? Were you still like.
So it's that's a great question. I had long hair all my life. Like now I have short hair and I keep it short because that's just how I feel authentically myself. But most of my life I had hair like over my shoulders, like, you know, or even longer.
So passing. Yeah,
exactly. Like I feel like that's very common in our Latino culture, unfortunately, because of lack of acceptance in our communities and within our own families, you know.
Yeah.
I think that once you cut your hair and you're like it's like they put you in a whole different category all of a sudden. So because at that time, you know, I don't think I wanted to create waves with my mom and my grandmother. I think I just kind of went with it, you know, like I think a lot of us end up doing, you know. But my mom actually, it's interesting that she found out about me, not because I came out to her. Like, literally, one of my best friend's mom called her at work and told her, like,
What the hell?
ooh, let me tell you, it was tea. Like, she totally called my mom with tea about her own daughter. Like, it was really, like, yeah.
That's wild.
It was crazy. So she called my mom and told her, I don't know if you know, but your daughter's dating the stage manager in her
all
school
the
production.
business. Damn.
She sure did. Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but what the fuck? Get the fuck away from me, bitch! Who the fuck are you, and why are you in my business? And let me just stab you right now.
Yeah.
What is the point? What the fuck?
It was crazy. It's like, you know, I don't know if you guys used to watch, but I used to watch a lot of like Montel Williams and like, all of those, like, you know, fucking Ricky Lake, you know. And they would talk a lot about like coming out experiences, and I just never saw myself like sitting my mom down and being like, okay, mom, like, or my grandma, you know, like, tengo algo que decirles, you know, like, I'm going to tell you something, you know. I just never saw that happening. So for me, I feel like she kind of did me a favor, like, even though it was a bitch move, like, I'm sorry, but it was just not her place, you know. I feel like she kind of did me the favor of opening that conversation. I mean, I think I was like 15, you know, and my mom, I remember my mom picking me up. I'm not trying to laugh, but it's like I'm remembering her reaction, you know, and it was like so silly because she picks me up from, I think I had play production, rehearsal. And so she picks me up and she's upset. Like, you know your mom.
You could tell she done had a bad day
Dude,
at work. Like,
right? I didn't know she was mad at me. Like, she
Right.
looked pissed. So I'm thinking, ooh, her and her boss must have had a bad day
Right.
today, you know?
Bad forever, she's mad at.
Yeah, exactly. I never thought it was going to be me. I was like, no way could it be me. Well, sad for me. I walked in the car. And she's like, she gave me the silent treatment first. And so I'm like, it's when I'm, you know, those are even worse. Like, I would rather you just yell at me as opposed to you, like, giving me the silent treatment. So she didn't talk for a little bit. And I'm thinking, like, damn, so she is mad at me, you know. I asked her, what happened? And she was like, I'm going to ask you a very serious question. We're, like, parked at where we were already home, and she parks all dramatic, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, just tell me. And so she's like, I received a phone call, you know, at work, and so she's telling me who called her, and I'm thinking like,
Also, yeah, at work, bitch, you're calling me at work to tell me this? Get the fuck out.
what? And the worst part is that like my mom where she worked at, like, she had to call and like the boss would answer. So she would have to call and ask for her to go get her. Like,
what?
Too
the
much.
nerve.
Too
Like,
much.
she knew too, man.
So this ain't an important
Yes,
enough
I'll
call. This ain't like the hospital talking about my child or no shit.
Okay,
She
like
definitely needs to know.
your child's nose was bleeding, or I don't know,
Right.
dude. It was
What a fucking
definitely.
Karen.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Yes. So she told me, and so I took a beat because I was like, fuck. Like, I was I was like trying to decide, like, am I really gonna come out right now? Is this like my coming
So like
out
you
moment?
paused, right? So you had to pause and take a minute for yourself to like, how am I about to react to this?
100%. Like, am I gonna use this as a coming out moment, or am I gonna lie
And be like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
be like, well, later on, like, I was just going through my head, like, what am I gonna do right now? Like, what do you want to do? I mean,
Yeah.
I was 15,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
So I decided, I was like, fuck it, this is my chance, I'm just gonna say it. And so I told her, like, I was like, I mean, yeah, it's not a lie, like, it's true. And she started crying and she was disappointed. And yeah, you know, we went through that whole thing for like, I don't know, I want to say a couple of years. I think she took it really hard, especially because I'm an only child.
Yeah.
I think she had like this whole vision of
Oh,
me
yeah.
having kids, and I think it all just came crumbling down for her. So I felt bad, but I felt relief. You know, like, honestly,
Yeah.
like, instantly I felt like, oh, thank God she knows now. So like, I didn't have to pretend anymore. You know, it took us a while to get back to that relationship that we had, but it just got even stronger after that.
After that.
Yeah.
Now, with that happening, you've been able to come out. I'm quite sure music helped guide you through your queerness as you grew into an adult.
Definitely. I think that my experience, you know, growing up as a mariachi singer was difficult for me because within myself, I knew who I was. And stepping into these spaces, very machista spaces, very male dominated spaces, made it very clear, and very feminine women spaces, made it very clear that I didn't fit in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think there was a point in that career when I was younger where I needed to take a step back. You know, once I realized my sexuality and I was going through that whole journey, ironically, you're right, through musical theater and just through theater itself, I really discovered my queerness, you know, like, and I got to really meet other people that I could relate to, that I could connect to, you know, and better understood me, you know.
Do you find a lot of lesbians in musical theater or the arts? Because I feel like that's common for gay guys, but is that common for lesbians?
Well, I mean, the stage manager was, you know, a butchie, so I think she was one of the only butchies that I've ever dated, actually, ironically enough, because I was going through my femme stage at that time.
So you were 15 and she was how old?
Oh, that's a great. Oh, now that I think about it, I don't know.
Like you didn't
I'm
see
like
age
stage
then.
manager.
Right? No, she was, I think, like a few years older than me. I feel like she was a senior maybe, and I was like a freshman.
Oh, okay.
No, we did.
I mean, you know, maybe it was a little at that time, but
We'll edit that
my mom
out.
didn't like that.
So then, basically, when did you find mariachi? After high school?
Not right after high school. Because again, like life is still happening around you as an artist. Like not all of us really jump that wagon because we're so scared of like, what if we don't make it, or what if, you know what I mean? So I think we still try to do life, right? And like do the college thing. And so I ended up going to Cal State Fullerton for musical theater, which was a great experience for me. But I'm going to be honest, I was kind of like culture shocked there because I came from Maywood, where I was not the minority, I was like the majority,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so I was the minority. So that was kind of hard for me at first. I was kind of like, oh, shoot, where do I fit in here?
Yeah.
And then dancing isn't my forte. So then they were like, oh, if you want to be in musical theater, you have to be like great at ballet and great at like all these dance things. And I was just like, ooh, I'm going to struggle with that. So I did well in some, but some, I tanked, I'm going to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of what got me into experiencing more of where I wanted to head. I think I got to a point in my life where I had to also meet the right partner for me to begin a career. Because I was also in relationships, you know. I think some of my partners maybe didn't really... I don't want to use the word non-supportive, because I don't think that was the case. I just don't think it was a part of my life at that time, you know. And then I started kind of deciding that I wanted to do it again. I had met Amanda, which she's my wife now. We've been married for a while now. I'm not going to tell you how many. But, you know, she, I think, really helped me make that decision to feel comfortable enough to go back into that world. Because she helped me like with like designing part of like my brand and like where I wanted to go with that, as far as representing me as a dual spirit, you know, artist as well, you know, because throughout that so one of the things that I would like to share also is that like I was born a twin, even though I'm a only child.
Oh.
That's what that kind of connect.
They're both in you?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I do believe so.
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
So am I.
I'm a Virgo. So it's interesting. I've always known that dual spirit in me, but I've never really pinpointed that until I was much older.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think that's when I started kind of, you know, tapping into my intuitive self, like kind of, you know, getting my cards read, kind of getting more open to that part of who I am, you know, who we all are, I would say. I think that I started, you know, every time I would have a reading or somebody intuitive would always
be in your space, or
be in my space,
area.
right?
Yeah.
They would always tell me, you have somebody, like, do you have a brother? And
Yeah, that's crazy.
you know, because they're like, he's always with you. So, you know, I've always have felt his presence with me.
That's crazy. I've never heard of something like that, but
Yeah.
that's something I want to look into.
It is pretty interesting because, you know, I really do feel like a dual spirit, you know, and I think in my personality it shows, right? Like I think that I can be femme in a lot of ways. That's why I still do identify as she, because she is still a big part of who I am, you know. And then there is that masculine piece of me and a part of me that I can't really deny either. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like that.
As a twin, that is pretty cool. So
Right?
that's deep. So, in regards of that, because I know when we spoke before we got on air, you sometimes use yourself as we or us,
Right.
and that's when you do you feel like you use that when you're in that space in regards of like y'all both are there, or y'all like it's the dual spirit in regards of that is like in motion?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I think that I have to be in a certain space around certain people because I think that some people don't understand it, right? And like I was telling you guys earlier too, I work with kids. And so it's not like I'm closed off to that, right? Because I'm still myself. I present myself
Just as who you are.
yeah, queer as I am, you know, and the kids embrace it. Like I feel like they love that representation because I don't think that they're exposed as much sometimes, you know. And I mean, let's be honest, I'm very queer looking, like, you know, and I think some kids that don't get exposed to people like me, I'm happy to be that person for them, you know, because I get to connect with them and show them that like we're all the same.
Right.
You know what I
You
mean?
grew up and be bomb like me.
Yeah. And we're cool, you know?
Right.
Like after getting to know them a little bit, they kind of open up and they're cool with it. So I don't use we or I will in like my pronouns, I always say she and they. And they seem to be cool with it. They don't ask me too many questions, you know.
Right. They be
And
like,
if
"We
they
don't
do,
care," right.
yeah, you know, kids, they
Yeah.
don't really ask those kind of questions. But if ever they ask, I'm always open to it because we do have some very intuitive kids nowadays too.
That's true.
You know,
Like we've seen that on TV. We
right,
know.
right. We're like, we know what that
Everywhere.
is.
Right.
You're
You know,
old already. Old news. babe.
exactly. I love that.
That's cool. So then the mariachi part.
Yes.
When you started getting involved, so when you first put on the jacket, how was that? What was that like?
So actually, that transition didn't happen automatically. You would have thought that I would have came in like adult, like I'm gonna be queer and I'm here. I don't think that I was there yet. I think that again, like that fear of not knowing how to come back into that space. I tried to again fit into that like mold. You know, when I started performing again, you know, I started using the skirts and the dresses and the makeup, and you know, my hair wasn't really super short or long at that time. It wasn't long like over my shoulders, but I still was trying to fit a part. But again, I think that I wasn't feeling very authentic to myself, and it didn't feel right for me, especially because, you know, at that point, like I'm married, like I didn't have my own kids, but my wife, you know, she has two younger kids that I was stepping into their world as well. And so I didn't want to come in authentic, you know what I mean? I wanted them to see me for me, and for them to see that in public, I'm still going to be me, you know?
Yeah.
And so my wife was very supportive in that process. I feel like she reminded me of who I am, you know, as a queer artist. And she like really helped me like by designing outfits that really made more sense to who I am, you know, like she made me like some mariachi pants, you know. It's like the first time I've ever like worn like an outfit.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
know?
that's going to be so scary because, for one, just being a female mariachi already, right? Like, you probably already have so much against you just for doing that
Yes.
already. And then now it's like now you have to do a whole third new thing that nobody's ever even seen before. So it's like you don't even know if this is a viable option. You're like, who the fuck has ever heard of a lesbian mariachi? And now my outfit looks like what? And then you're like, you probably feel like nobody will ever like understand this, right? Or
Yeah,
like,
100%.
That's got to be crazy, but that's a fun jump that you made.
Honestly, I don't regret it. Like, I'm very grateful that, like, I was able to step into that space, you know, have somebody like my wife to really, like, support me in that sense, you know, with her own, like, art, because she's an artist too, you know, and so in her own artistic form, like, she created these pieces that made me feel really in my own, like, more comfortable in my own skin to step on these stages, you know,
like a real artist.
Yeah, like a real me, you know. Like, she even took into consideration, because I get hot easily. My body runs hot. I don't even know how to explain that, but
you're burning for two people.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so true. Makes sense. So she created these, like, outfits that I could wear just like one layer instead of like a million layers that mariachis wear.
Yeah.
You know, so that
Give
was
the
really
illusion of you wearing the layer.
right.
Yeah.
I still was authentically looking, but you know, and then we never incorporated the hat, which that tended to be a problem sometimes. Like, I remember I got hired at this, it's like a mariachi restaurant. I'm not going to say the name because I'm not going to burn them on, you know, but they hired me for a couple of weeks to perform there. And I performed there. I basically was approached because I wasn't wearing the hat and I had my spiky hair, you know, like my rockera, what we call like rocker kind of style hair. And the I don't know if it's the owners, I don't know who it was, but they didn't really love the hair.
They're like, it's not part of the costume.
Right, it's not traditional, you know, and they're very traditional there, you know, but I think the audience really enjoyed my performances there. They were really entertained by my performances that I had done, and so they just embraced it. You know, I had like older ladies like coming up to me telling me like, mija, like,
that's cool.
I love your hair, in Spanish, you know, like, I love that you're like breaking traditions, like just telling me all the things that like I love to hear, you know.
That you hope people would say.
100%. It made me feel very supported and very loved, you know, and just welcomed. So I was able to finish my contract there, and I really enjoyed that, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yes, I feel like I'm constantly breaking barriers within myself, right? Breaking that fear that I think some of us as artists carry more than we are willing to admit. And I think also like just being authentic, right? And finding the spaces where people are going to welcome me.
That's true. Do you have any tips on how to like overcome that fear? Because I do think people really get stuck in it.
I agree. I think just, you know, it's about really understanding that no matter if we're willing to try, like that fear is always going to be there. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it's like being willing to take a step forward, you know, with what you want to do. And then after that, you take the next one, right? It's like taking it a step at a time as opposed to getting to the final, you know, or the finish line away. I think that's the fear that, you know, I think we don't, of the unknown, right? Like we don't know what's going to happen. I would say that's really what I work on, is really taking a chance and not being too scared to try it.
That's cool. Very cool. Very nice advice. Yeah, because I understand what you're talking about like basically like. Did I just lose my own thought?
No, you're good. You're good.
You were just talking about. Come back to me. You're talking about
Fear.
being authentic and basically doing you and just carving your own path in the way that is like new and so unknown to you and like so unknown almost like to the world because it's not been done, or
Right.
at least you've never seen it been done.
Right.
And that's just like so brave of you.
Thank
and
you.
that's so good. And I
Yeah.
like bow down to you, girl.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
The queer icon.
Yeah, that's like so
The
admirable.
legend.
Like
No, really.
Thank
that
you.
you had the bravery to do stuff like that and like
Right.
just step out and it's like stepping out of yourself to
Mhm.
be
Right.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like so crazy and hard.
Yeah. Especially in our culture, you know, the Mexican Latino culture where
Right.
like gender roles can be really strong, you know.
Yeah.
And you lived it, you experienced it, and
Right.
you still pushed against it. And that's beautiful. It gives me like Wonga vibes where, what does he always say? Where it's like, you don't have to ask for what you see or something like that.
That's true.
But also in our culture, like queerness is hidden. Like no one talks about it. Like
100%.
everyone knows, but it's like, that's your roommate, you know, or whatever.
I mean, even with our own queer artists, like there's a lot of artists, like especially in like mainstream
Mhm.
media that never came out, you know, and probably never will.
Mm-hmm.
And it's understandable. Like I'm not somebody that is gonna judge them for that because I feel like everybody has like their journey, their thing, their reasons, you know. I think some of, like you say, like some of our icons in our, even in our music, you know,
Mhm.
like the gay community has been so supportive to their careers, you know,
Yeah.
and we all know that maybe they are or maybe they're not, but you know, it's never a full confirmation, right?
Mhm.
And we're not even gonna have that conversation.
Yeah.
Right. It's just kind of, you know, it's just not even an open conversation. You're right.
We're
It's
just
like
gonna ignore it.
100.
Mhm.
Let's pretend it's not happening, you know,
exactly.
and that's okay, right? For me, I think, sure, I could have done that. You know, I could have probably been that artist, but I just decided I didn't want to do that. You know,
Mm.
and I think with that, you know, you make choices where like maybe some opportunities don't come up, right? But then others may come up, right? Like things
Mhm.
that you're not looking for. Like I've had a lot of blessings like that. I mean, I've had opportunities of performing music, like doing like an a cappella piece in front of the music center, like in the pond, like within the pond. You know, that's something that not a lot of people could say. You know, there's memorable moments in my career that I'm grateful to experience. I've sang in the Disney, what is that? The Orchestra Hall. I've sang
okay.
there
Oh,
before.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, Amanda, my wife, and I did it was kind of like a play. It was called Cafe Vida. And it was really fun because she got to be a gardener as in her, like, it's funny because she's definitely an amazing gardener. But for me, like, I got to experience being a, how can I explain? It was like the voice in the main character's head, but musically.
Oh, that's cool. Like a musical narrator.
Yeah, like a musical soundtrack, I
yeah,
guess.
that's
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Yeah, so
It
that
took
was
me- I'm a
cool.
little slow. It took me a minute. I was trying to do the math. I was like
The singing voice of Nala.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how like
Okay,
you always
yeah.
have a soundtrack in your
Right.
head. So I was that soundtrack in
Nice.
like one of the main characters' heads, and it was really cool because the piece was about two reforming women that were previously incarcerated, and how do they like join society,
musical.
right?
Yeah,
No, like
right.
society and like all of that. But some of the people, the actors, were actually really people that were experiencing
Listen,
that and maybe had never been on a stage. So that even was more meaningful to me,
That's
I got to
amazing.
do some like oldies
Cool.
that they kind of
Like remixed into like
yes, to kind of fit
Current
the
style,
piece.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
Nice.
I did It's a Man's World.
oh okay.
I got to sing that. Daddy's Home. There was a lot of little pieces.
Not
Like
Angel Baby.
I didn't do Angel.
Is it-
Did I? No, I didn't do
It
Angel
was Angel
Baby.
Baby.
But there was a few, that, and I also got to do Guadalajara, which is a mariachi song, in that piece. But it was a really fun project for me. I
That
really
sounds
enjoyed
fun.
that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so those are the kind of pieces that I tell you, like, come to me, and as a queer artist, like, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, that's what they want, that's what they're seeking, and that makes me feel good, because those are the kind of projects that I want to be a part of anyway.
Right.
Authentic projects.
Walking in your
Right.
truth.
Right, 100%.
Uh-huh.
There's enough work right now that, like, in the sense of, like, us growing in certain spaces that I feel like, you know, if they're really looking for that kind of artist,
Those
They can find it,
opportunities,
yeah.
100%.
And I feel like that's a great thing because a lot of artists are coming up now, are sometimes in that fork in the road.
Right.
Because like, oh, like you shouldn't come. I was just reading something online where Puerto Rican rap star in Puerto Rico is on a break.
Right.
And coming out, and it was like his team was telling him like, no, this isn't the time.
Right.
You shouldn't do it right here, right now. Da, da.
Right.
And he just decided to walk in his truth, and things work out.
There you go.
And I think a lot of people are seeing where, you know, like it's worth taking the chance
100%.
on yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important. I think we all need to remember that we're great people. Like we have something very special to bring to the table in every space that we're in, you know. And I think that unfortunately, like the way that things are presented right now, we're kind of like in a place, you know, through like government, through other things where we're being kind of, our people are being attacked. And I think it's really a place where we need to remember that we just need to keep being us authentically, you know, continue to show up, and continue to support each other. Because eventually I feel like those things are going to start changing. You know, there's a lot more growth within ourselves, you know, like,
Yeah.
and within our communities, you know.
And I feel like this is like almost like a sidebar because there's so much negativity in the world that we see, like that's on television, news, and things of that nature. But like when you're in your community
Yeah.
and you see the positive things that's happening, and when people see that and share that, it's just like it's a good feeling. But that's what the world needs. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we need to see some good shit.
That's what's really happening,
Yeah.
though, right? It's like they don't want you to see all the goodness. And really, we have to remember that. You know, we got to just go and be a part of these things and be part of our communities and continue to share space and continue to support each other, you know, because that's the way that we can really come together,
That's true.
you know.
What are you working on now? What's
So-
your most recent project?
So, you know, right now we're working on a few different pieces. To be quite, you know, honest with you, I think that I'm always going to love mariachi music. You know, I'm always going to be a representative of that music. I don't think I'll ever stop doing that kind of music. But in that same token, you know, I want to explore different types of genres, different maybe some different fusions, you know.
Yeah.
Some musical fusions would be fun. So I'm kind of exploring that right now as we speak. Actually, I just had a performance with Cello Azul and his what is it? I always mess it up. Psychedelic Orchestra.
Got it.
This past Saturday, and honestly, I had a blast. I got to do 2 cumbia songs with them that I've never done before. And I had a great time, you know. Right now I'm in that same space. We were filming for a documentary that I'm hoping to continue to start working. Oh, we've started working on it, but it's an ongoing project, I should say.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is that following mariachi music, or is it just following you and your journey through?
Right. I
that-
think it's going to be based on myself and like my journey. Because, you know, one of the other things that I didn't mention earlier is I'm also an immigrant. You know, I was born in Mexico. Even though I've been here most of my life, I think I came here when I was about 4. But, you know, there's this whole experience of that also coming here as an immigrant. That whole experience, I have some memories still from that, you know, that I would like to kind of explore and piece into that journey,
Nice.
right, of me coming here and how my journey began as a singer, and then kind of going where I'm at right now, you know, and where I am working on an album. So that's another project. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of pieces and different projects that I'm kind of working on right now. And I'm open, really. I think that's key right now, is trying to see where the journey is taking me and kind of getting my audience to experience something different also, musically for me, you know, because they're very used to
A certain style from you.
100%. You know, they've heard me do other things, and they're always very excited and very supportive. But you know, we'll see. Like I feel like I might be able to tap into an audience that has never heard me before, or maybe mariachi is not their thing, and maybe they'll like something new that I'm working on.
And I feel like in the last year, this genre of music has started coming to the upfront. Like you're seeing it at the Kendrick Lamar on his album, and then Karol G brought the all-female
So
mariachi to her show. So it's just like a lot of people are now getting to see what mariachi is. And I know that when you had brought it up earlier, for people who don't know, mariachi was it always originally just a man's type of band? I really didn't know what mariachi. So you know, like, So for people who don't know, it was technically a man's
Yes,
gig.
definitely. You know, even now, yes, there is a lot of more mariachi women, you know, groups, right? But yeah, it's very male dominated, right? Like there's a lot of mariachi bands that are just male. Some of them you'll see now where they'll do like men and female as well. I have performed with a few of those. And then, yeah, definitely exciting to see some of the up and coming women bands that are out there representing. I think that's very exciting for me. That's actually one of the things that I'm considering for my next album, is doing a couple of collaborations with some women mariachi bands. And then also some, I work with kids during the day, my day job. And ironically enough, this past school year, they brought mariachi classes to the school that I work at. And so that was a very exciting moment for me, because obviously I'm biased. I want them to learn and be exposed to this music. So that was really fun. I got to meet some mariachi people that I had never met before, and that can be possible collaborations in the future as well. I'm interested in doing some work with some of the kids as well. I don't know what that project would look like, but it's something that I would love to do as well, is like record, even if it was just a song,
right?
You know, with a mariachi children's group. I think that would be really, really fun for me to do.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're going through an artistic growth journey.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like things are coming to place right now. I'm in a good place in my life. Medically also, I had a lot of medical things that I needed to take care of. I also, had my mom pass away in 2019.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, those things of life that we all go through as artists, right? That are part of us, regardless of what stage we're on, or what TV show we're featured in.
Reality.
Life.
Right, shit still happens.
100%.
Right.
And for me, it was very important, to be present in those moments with my family. So I did take that. That's why I said it I feel like my resting period took a little bit longer, because I had some of that stuff come up for me. And, I wanted to be there with my family, be present for my mom, and, make sure that she was taken care of and stuff. So, yeah, so now we're back at it, and I feel like she's with me all the time, her and my grandma. They're rooting for me. I feel like they're making things happen for me constantly. Like, I'm very grateful. Like, my health is good. I'm ready,
That's good.
It's time to get it.
Yeah, it's time. I'm ready for it, and I'm very grateful for the collaborations that I'm being blessed with, and the people that are crossing my path. Like, yeah, you guys, I'm grateful to be here today. Something I didn't expect to have. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
So who are people you're listening to right now? What are your current hot artists that what are your current hot artists that you think we should all listen to?
Oh my God, you actually mentioned it, right? Where there's so many artists right now tapping into so many fusions, so many things. I'm the kind of person that listens to everything. I'm a very fusions kind of musical listener. I love, from orchestra to like the mainstreams right now, like all of the people that are doing all of these literally on my way over here, we were listening to that song that Bruno Mars just made, Risk It All.
Oh yeah.
His mariachi version of a song, which I just shared also with my friends, because I feel like, so many artists are out there like representing this music, and I'm thinking like, we need to get in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we need to really let's show what we can do with that as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's an exciting time. I don't know, like I feel like Karol G, I'm really rooting for her because she's doing so good right now. There's a lot of women artists and male artists. I can't even think of all of the names right now, but there's just so many people that are doing a lot of great music right now. And it's inspiring because I feel like I'm not listening to the radio feeling we're all stuck in like a little bubble.
Right, it's not all the same
Yeah.
shit.
Girl.
Like you just like, it's like you just feel like you're in the fucking time warp.
Yes. Like for a moment there, honestly, I was a little bit afraid. I would listen to the radio, and like some of the stuff that was streaming out there was just,
Not very good.
it was just not, it was lacking, I feel like, authenticity. I feel like that's very important for me, at least as an artist. Like I feel like it's important to really be yourself, right? And show up for who you are, because you never know who you're going to impact, right? I never really thought about that when I was younger. Like,
Yeah.
like
Because
people-
and when you were younger, you feel like you're just doing it for you. Like it's
Right.
like I'm not really
Right.
trying to move the masses.
100%.
Like,
I'm not
when
trying.
you get older, you're like, oh, you know what? Motherfuckers is listening to me.
Yes, like when you're young, you're not thinking, you're inspiring people or people are looking to you, or I think when I started working with kids was when I started being more aware of that. More like, like they do need examples. They do need people to feel that they represent them, because that was part of going back to the fear thing, right? That's why as a little queer, butchy mariachi singer, like I didn't feel confident to like go on these stages. That's why I was so afraid, because I didn't have that representation. Honestly, the only queer, or I don't even know what she identified as, maybe lesbian. I don't know. I should know this, but Chavela Vargas, like she's been the only one that, in my opinion, has been like, a little bit more willing to be authentic and real about her story, and kind of come out as more like, as she got older, I feel like she got more comfortable with that as well, but she was also from a different generation, so it's very nice to be able to see that somebody dared at that time to like be their authentic self. I get compared a lot to her, but it's interesting because I didn't grow up with a lot of her music influence. And it's like, I think because like my family was like homophobic, like they didn't play her music around me, you know what I mean? Like I got exposed, like if I got exposed to mariachi singers, it was like the men, right? Like the excellent men singers, and like the straight, like I also get compared a lot to Lola Beltran. Lola Beltran was a legend and an idol back in that time, but she was heterosexual, feminine, like somebody that I like, maybe voice wise, yes, I can relate, but like
Still don't identify.
Yeah.
100%. So those kind of comparisons can be a little bit, challenging, because it's like I understand the like maybe like the feeling behind it, right? Like their emotion of the voice, but like,
Because you're looking at her being like, who? You're like, you think I'm like, who? I didn't even look at her.
yeah, so it's pretty interesting, but yeah, I love to show up in my real queerness of myself and just like show up. It's nice. It's nice.
That.
We just had a performance actually with them as well before this pool party, which was
Joteria.
yeah, Joteria.
Mhm.
So that was fun because it was a gay space and like everybody was just so awesome and open and welcoming.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I felt really good there and really gay and welcomed and stuff. And like it's fun because I like to like. I don't know if I had said this earlier to you, but I had said like I don't like to be like a stage performer because I like to like mingle.
All right, you want to be out there with the people, is it?
I do. I like to mingle. I like to like get people that are gonna be my victims for the night. Like depending on the song I'm gonna sing,
Right.
It's so fun. No, it's fun. It's fun when the like wives are like with their partners or whatever, and or like if I go to like a straight space, that's how I usually win them over, right? Because like the señoras, the ladies are always like they're down for you to like sing like this messed up song to their husband in front of them,
like you tell them.
Yeah, like I'll be like I'm looking for victims for the night, and the wives are like
Him right there.
pointing at him like. And they get it, that's my favorite part as a performer, and singing mariachi music is like a lot of the songs that are that I perform are either very fun, where like or very dramatic, like very like
Getting the crowd going.
yeah, exactly,
crying.
yeah, or they like that music that they like to get drunk with,
Good thing you have that musical theater background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when it comes, in handy. So I enjoy it.
Very cool. Are you watching any gay things? You taking any other gay media in?
Right now, what am I watching? Oh, no. Right now I'm going through this very I wouldn't say non-gay because that would sound so bad. No, I think I'm going
Sometimes it's too much.
I'm on an anti-gay rant.
No,
Sometimes
it's not even like that. I love, obviously I'm always supporting, our queer media because it's super important.
Yeah.
I just right now I've been, I'm back in school. So I've been kind of in this whole educational thing where I'm like watching these like documentaries and learning about. Honestly, I'm gonna say something right now that's gonna sound really weird. Have you guys ever watched Blind Frog Ranch?
What is that?
Oh, so they're trying to find the Aztec gold or whatever.
All right.
And there's like this whole conspiracy about like the Mormons and like maps that they're reading. So that's kind of what I've been like really stuck on lately.
The Mormons got some weird shit going on.
Girl, for real.
Nothing new.
That's a whole other show. Just kidding. No, for real. So that's kind of what I've been. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I've been really in this educational thing right now. Besides my music, I've been learning a lot.
Nice.
Learning a lot, gaining a lot of knowledge. I decided this year that I was gonna not watch a lot of like drama or like
Scripted shit.
yeah, just because I feel like I love television. Like that is one of my major issues. I'm not majorly on social media, but TV is my thing. So I have to be mindful what I'm watching.
Just be
Sounds
binging
true.
all day or what?
No, I wish I have to. Girl has to work, But if I could, yeah. I think I was just raised in that like time where TV was like our best friend.
Yeah.
And we would learn everything from TV.
If it's not one screen and it's another.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But
it's
that's when
true.
we was all watching the same shit.
Exactly. There's so
So
many
much-
options.
We were
It's
so
so,
much more in
crazy,
community then.
right?
All right. We can talk about the same shows.
That's
That
so
was
true.
like you watching Peacock, you watching Apple, I'm watching
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's
Tubi.
so true.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like you're
They'll look
not-
at you like, what are you watching?
Exactly.
Like, right, you guys, you just said blind frog,
Frog, what?
Yeah, exactly. See?
Blind frog murders? Like what?
Yeah,
what-
no,
like,
for real.
like,
I'm
Right,
like-
back in the day, there was like two tiers. You either had basic shit or
Or
cable,
cable,
and you
right.
were like, okay, one
That's
or the
true.
other.
That's so true. Yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah, no, what kind of queer shows you recommend that I get into? What are you guys watching?
The only queer thing that I'm watching right now is something I've already plugged like twice. Is this queer podcast called Ghosted by Roz Hernandez, who is a
Ooh.
drag queen / trans woman.
Okay.
And she basically just talks with guests about like spooky shit.
Oh, I'm gonna watch.
It's pretty
That's
good.
awesome. Thank you for the rec. I
I'll
love
send you
that.
that link.
Yeah.
I'll just finish watching what happened to be at the end of the series, gay or queer, Good Omen.
Good Omen.
Okay.
It was on Prime. It's about like,
Ooh.
good and bad.
I want to watch that. Okay.
It's goofy, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I like goofy shit.
See, I like watching different things like that.
Yeah.
You know.
What about
Yeah. I've been watching like Interview with the Vampire.
Ooh, the new one.
The new TV
Ooh,
series.
I've thought about that one.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
super gay. Really intense though.
Okay.
There's a lot of like domestic violence, IPV type of situation.
I'll probably
going
have to watch
on.
that by myself because
It-
my wife doesn't watch stuff like that. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it can get super intense. So, but it's a great series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
watch
really
that
interesting.
too. See, thank you
Mhm.
guys for like.
You
See,
look
that's
good,
why I
right.
like to be
Community.
informed because that's how I learn things. You know.
Mhm.
This isn't specifically queer, but it's pretty gay. Have you heard of Disney's Descendants?
Oh my God!
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
on Disney Plus. Yes.
Descendants 5 just dropped, and we watched it. That's the latest gay ass thing. I
You
just
watched it?
My
That's shocking.
my fiance wanted
Huh.
to watch it,
Oh, nice.
so therefore I am a good partner.
Oh, I
watched
love
it.
that.
So how long into it did you fall asleep? No, I was playing.
I actually fell asleep probably like a good 40 minutes.
Oh,
Hey, that's a whole
That's
episode.
right,
isn't it?
right.
Actually,
It's a
maybe
mo-
30 minutes.
It's a movie.
Is it a movie?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh.
like 90 minutes.
You got the
Oh.
good third of it. You're fine.
Well, because
Right.
they didn't have wasn't there a series of that too?
I think so.
They
Are
have,
they,
like-
are they all movies?
They're all movies. I
Oh,
think,
see,
and
we
there's,
suck. We don't
5
even
of
know.
them.
Yeah, no, I saw because I was watching something else. Oh, you know what I was watching that I was obsessed with?
Heated
I mean,
Rivalry.
it's gay, it's queer, and everything. It was a million little things.
Which one is
I
that?
never heard of that one.
Oh, you would like that one.
Mhm.
On what streaming
check it out.
platform?
I watched it on Disney Plus, but I don't know. You can find it anywhere.
Million
What I
little
loved about
things.
that one is so that's where I messed up because that was a lot of drama. But what I like about the show is that it focuses on a lot of real life issues and things that a million little things, that we deal with, and how the characters like go through them. How do they resolve them? How do they deal with them? And I feel like they have really good characters in it.
A million little things.
And there is queer.
Games.
Yeah, there is. So I feel like it's a good show.
Good.
I got stuck on that one. So that's how I saw the Descendants preview, and then I thought because a few of my students have recommended that one to me, and they're like,
Okay.
"Coach, you need to watch that," and I'm like,
It would probably
You're
take
like,
you back
why the
to
fuck
when you
do
was
I
in
need to
musical
watch that?
theater.
I'm
It'll
like,
take you
why?
to your
'Cause you
musical
think I'm
theater
gay,
days.
right? No, I know. But you know what's interesting? This morning I saw the preview of that, and I was thinking, their musical theater approach is so different than ours. Not in a bad way, like
It's like
or
very like movie based.
yeah, it's like exactly. It's more. It's like more television theater. Like it's like they're used to the TV because everything's on
Right.
the
Yeah.
TV.
People are
you know what I
barely
mean?
on the stage anymore.
Completely different.
100%. It is different training.
To do technically something similar, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, no, because like for example, for myself, I really was technically trained on stage, right? So when I started doing television, like I didn't know what to do. I had to go to school, I had to take classes, and I had to, learn how to not project my voice.
They were like, "Why are you screaming on set?"
Yes, I would get that a lot
Because you also have to go through the whole story in one go, and they're just doing like little clips.
Yes, 100%. It was such a different experience for me, but I didn't get exposed to that until I started doing theater, and then when I went to college, and they're like, "Oh, acting on camera," and I'm like,
The fuck.
"What? There's a difference,
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, it's very different. So when I saw that preview, of that show, I was like, oh, I don't know if I would like that, but I would have to check it out. Honestly, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
just
almost like stunt performing at that time, like
okay.
"Da-da," and then you stop. Where you're like doing the whole like the entire show.
Run through, yeah.
That's
whole
interesting.
run
That's true. I mean, I'm gonna check it out though. I mean, I feel embarrassed now because like when I go back to school, the kids are like, "Did you watch it?" And I'm like, "No, I forgot." You know.
You're like, why would I watch that ever?
Well, I mean, you watched it, so I guess I should, huh?
You should. It's high production value. I was actually shocked at how much I was not disgusted by the entire film.
Oh. Okay.
It
That's a
looked. It
plus.
looks.
So, right, okay. Maybe we should watch
good.
it.
That's a 4-star review from Nino.
I know. For me, that's
That's
an
a
A
4-star.
plus.
Oh, that's good.
I wasn't
I
disgusted.
didn't vomit on the floor, so that's A plus. Well, where can people find you?
They can find me on all the platforms, Magaly Levels de Oro, Instagram. I'm the busiest on Instagram. I'm still working my relationship out with social media right now, as many artists do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm anti social media. It's not even that. I love connecting with my audience. I just think because I'm such a
We get
people
it.
person that my interaction in person is very important, and I'm still trying to navigate that like social media interaction.
Because when you're doing it in person, it's more authentic. When you feel like you do it online, you feel like you're putting on something. Like I have to edit it, I have to say the right thing to post it.
Yeah. And again, I'm it's different, right? When you're talking to a camera, even though I know the audience is there, like I'm not seeing your little pretty faces. Like I love that. I don't know. Like I guess also the energy exchange.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much to in person for me. But again, doesn't mean that I'm not there, right? I'm still there. I do still have my Facebook page because I have a lot of followers that do Facebook.
Nice.
And I love that. I love to keep connected with them. And then I have 2 YouTube channels. I have Magaly La Voz de Oro, and then I have Magaly La Niña de La Voz de Oro, which is where I'm featuring like all of my old stuff, like old
nice.
newspaper cuttings,
The
you know.
archive.
Yeah, the archives basically of La Voz de Oro, especially right now that I'm working on that doc. So yeah, I guess that's another project you guys can look forward to. And, you know, getting back out there, doing more performances. I wasn't doing a lot of live performances, but I'm getting back out there right now. So if anybody's looking for a queer mariachi singer or just a queer artist like me, you know, I'm always here.
Bookable.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Look me up.
Book them now.
Love it.
Well, I think that was a good one.
Yeah.
Any other questions for our lovely guest?
Can you give us a little example of your voice?
Ooh.
Is that
I would
okay?
love that. Yeah, of course, of course. This is actually a song that I get asked to do a lot. It's from Rocío Dúrcal, just a little piece of it. It's called Costumbres. Okay. Háblame de ti, cuéntame de tu vida. Sabes tú muy bien que ya estoy convencida de que tú no puedes, aunque intentes olvidarme, siempre volverás una y otra vez, una y otra vez, siempre volverás. So that's a little
That was
song.
nice. Go on, give it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know if it's the weed, but I feel like I seen 2 of the spirits come out.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I love it. Yeah, so
Gorgeous.
that's, you know, those are the kind of songs that I do. Very traditional mariachi songs usually. But again, like I said, these new collaborations are really taking me out of that. So
Yeah.
looking forward to doing some new stuff for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe some English stuff. You know, I've been contemplating that. I do have a song that I did in my first album where it's called Si Quieres Verme Llorar, but we did the English version of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, recorded before, but I do want to do something more. I've also thought about doing like maybe some country music. So we'll see,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you're doing, I know you're going to be trailblazing new paths, whatever it
you.
is.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to have had you here and to learn from you and get your authenticness and learn to be brave just like you. Any other questions? Any other thoughts?
No, thank
It was a
you for
pleasure.
doing you and being you.
Thank
We'd like
you.
to say thank you again, Magaly, for coming here. I'd like to thank myself, Nino, Dr. Mikey, and Christoph. From all of us here at the Queer LBC, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Good night.
Sleep tight.
Good night.
This is Magaly La Voz de Oro. You're listening to Queer LBC.
Hey y'all, Christoph here, and we just want to say thank you for all the love and support. But don't forget to go ahead and give us a 5-star review, a like, a heart, a comment. They all help the podcast alive. From all of us here at the Queer LBC, we greatly appreciate you.